Our next story is about the alleged plot to murder Khalistani terrorist Gurpatwant Singh Pannun. A recent indictment by the US Department of Justice, which accused a senior Indian government employee of orchestrating an assassination plot against the Khalistani terrorist Gurpatwant Singh Pannun in the US, has now led to India establishing a high-level committee. The committee will investigate the matter relating to the inputs from the US. So, what is the case? The US indictment names an unnamed Indian national, referred to as CC1, as the mastermind behind the plot. The alleged plot involves the enlistment of an individual named Nikhil Gupta to hire a hitman for the assassination of Pannun. Now, this is the story the US court is telling us, but how close is it to the facts? Honestly, we don't know. What we do know is that Nikhil Gupta, the man who has emerged at the center of this alleged plot, has been arrested. He was picked up by the Czech authorities on the 30th of June, and now the US court has charged Nikhil Gupta with murder for hire, as well as the conspiracy to commit murder for hire. And both these counts carry a maximum prison sentence of 10 years. So what is the Indian government's reaction? The Indian government, as I said, has set up a high-level inquiry committee. And responding to questions about the plot, India's External Affairs Ministry had said it is contrary to the Indian government's policy.
As regards the case against an individual that has been filed in a US court, allegedly linking him to an Indian official, this is a matter of concern. We have said, and let me reiterate, that this is also contrary to government policy. The nexus between organized crime, trafficking, gun running, and extremists at an international level is a serious issue for law enforcement agencies and organizations to consider. And it is precisely for that reason that a high-level inquiry committee has been constituted, and we will obviously be guided by its results.
The MEA spokesperson declined to elaborate further, saying that no further information can be shared on such security matters. But that was one part of the story. Let's just focus on the man who was the target of this alleged plot, Gurpatwant Singh Pannun, the head of the terrorist organization called Sikhs for Justice, or SFJ. The SFJ calls itself a human rights advocacy group with offices in Washington, London, and Toronto. But what it really is a terror organization determined to carve out of India a separate state called Khalistan. Pannun holds dual citizenship of the United States and Canada, or in other words, the hotbed of secessionist forces. He lives in America, from where he constantly spews anti-India venom abroad. Less than a month ago, Pannun released a video threatening to bomb Air India flights. He warned the people, especially the Sikhs, against flying India's flag carrier. He also threatened Hindus in Canada and Indian diplomatic missions in Canada. Not just that, Pannun had issued a threat to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. India has listed Pannun as an individual terrorist in the year 2020. He has threatened India's security by financing violence and issuing appeals to Punjab-based gangsters and youths to fight for Khalistan. An arrest warrant has been issued against him in India, where he was born in the state of Punjab. He faces a dozen cases in India and regarding the terror outfit that he runs. The Indian government has said, under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, in the garb of the so-called referendum for Sikhs, SFJ is actually espousing secessionism and militant ideology in Punjab while operating from safe havens on foreign soils and actively supported by inimical forces in other countries. This is the man who is allegedly the target of a planned hit job in the United States. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.